change. Oh no, all of that's gonna change. Hold on.
Okay. We live though.
You see us live?
Oh wait, let me check
We
the.
working now.
Let me check.
We frying with hot grease.
What?
No, I don't. I still don't see we.
Wait, they playing with us, man.
It says this
Oh,
video
we live.
is
I
live.
see. We live.
We live.
We live. Hey y'all.
Hello, Foxies. Sorry we late. Having a little technical difficulties here, but if you give us just a moment, we'll be right with you all. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So y'all get ready for Dating Shenanigans, SilverFox Sonya podcast with the Foxies. Hello, Foxies. Welcome to the SilverFox Sonya podcast with our Foxies. We have over here to my, now these cameras are back, to the side of me,
There you go.
Miss Lauren from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Below her, we have Kendra Black Barbie, and below me is Shamarian. And welcome. I hear Foxies. Our Foxies have been missing us. They've been looking for us in the daytime with flashlights.
Okay.
So we're back.
Be looking. Okay.
We're back, guys. We're back.
We are back. And this time we are discussing stipulations, dating stipulations. In this dating arena, or dating life, in my dating experiences, I've had stipulations that I've given, and people have given me stipulations. So we'll be discussing that today. And I guess I'll start. Y'all want me to start?
If you
want, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So pre-corona and this pandemic, I was on a dating website, and there was this gentleman, very nice looking, good conversation, and he found out that I had a child. So stipulation for him, me having the child wasn't the problem. The problem was my child was still at home with me.
That's the first. I've never had. It's usually kids or no kids. Not you can have kids, but they can't live with you. I've never heard that.
I think for older people, it's more so like they out the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I guess too, as men get older and their schedules are open,
what
they want you
to do?
Huh?
Like, no, I'm just playing. I said, what they trying to do?
Well, they just want all your time. They want your time.
Yogi Mama's boyfriend or husband and a baby boy when he was just walking around the house with no clothes.
Yeah.
But he was grown. He was grown and still living at home with his mom.
It was.
So they just don't. I guess he didn't want me to have that time taken away from him.
Selfish.
Yeah, I think he's too old for that.
Is that what he said though, Sonya?
Yes. He specifically said, "Oh, you have a child at home that lives with you?" Yes. Oh, well, I'm not interested because I don't want to date anyone who has kids at home.
Okay. I mean, I'm like Lauren said, I feel like it's either you have kids or you have no kids. And I can definitely understand. I mean, I think it's different. How old was he?
I think he was like 50.
Yeah.
51. He was in his 50s.
So he was done raising kids. I think that's what that was.
I was about to say that's more of a selfish thing. Like I'm done with that part of my life, and so I'm trying to move on to this and have my free time. This is me time or our time, you know. I feel like it's a stipulation of mine. Kids is a stipulation of mine. I do not want anyone that has kids, and I know the older I get, the less likely that is. However, I'm still sticking to that's one of my things, and that's for selfish purposes. I grew up in a big blended home, so it's not like I'm not used to it or don't have love for kids that are not mine or anything like that. I'm a teacher. Um, However, I want my first kid to be my spouse's or whoever, no, my spouse's first kid. So therefore, that's more so for selfish purposes of wanting that situation, wanted it in that way, not that they actually have kids.
And I think mine is that me? It sounds echoey, huh?
Sound like you barking.
That is hilarious. Okay. Does it still sound that way?
No, you can hear it now.
Okay, good. All coming out in you.
That's exactly what that was.
So mine is this like kind of similar, but not really. Like I'm okay with children. However, I know my personality. I think I don't want to say too clingy, but in essence, there is like this clingy element, or like I just want to spend time with you. And it's already difficult being single and dating other single men that don't have any children and they barely have time. If you add a child to the equation, oh sis, you can chop it up. You can see this particular guy once every 3 weeks or once every however, and that just don't work for me. Like I'm a twin. I grew up with somebody always with me. So like there is this element of like even if we're not talking in the same room, I want you to be in the same room. Like, quality time and presence is like, that's my love language. I just need you to be around. Mm-hmm. And it's not about, I want the child to be mine. Because to be honest, I don't know if I want kids yet. Like, see, I go back and forth with it.
You want kids.
Kids are expensive. Kids,
they're very expensive.
They also require a lot of your time. And so, if my husband wants kids, then for sure, we gonna do this as a team. But I'm not just out here like, give me a baby, I got baby fever. No, ma'am, no, sir. We not rolling with that. But yeah. But it sounds like men don't care these days if a woman has a child or not, because it's the women with children that out here grabbing men.
Okay, getting all the men.
I'm like, can you save some for us, please?
Shamarian, save some for us.
Girl, you can have them. You can have them. You can have them all. And so I've been called a hypocrite because I always say I don't mind you having kids, but I guess kind of like the way Sonya's person she was dating said, I don't date men with young kids, and that's solely because like I don't mind you having kids. So when I say young kids, I would say probably anybody under the age of like 13 to 15. Like I won't.
Shamarian, they know when they turn 8, you know that, right? They can actually cook ramen noodles on the stove.
Like, shut up.
Depends on your parenting skills and how they grew up. If it was a knock life, then yeah. But I always say, okay, I've been conditioned growing up because I grew up around men. I have like 7 brothers, so I've seen, and not just them, like in high school, like I had a lot of homeboys. So I see men using like young kids as an excuse to multi-date and manipulate women. Like, so like you said, Lauren, like you may see them like once every 3 weeks. And it's like, oh, this weekend I got my kid. You lying. You don't have your kid. You're on another date with another female. So I personally witnessed like men using like little kids as an scapegoat to like multi-date and like rotate their women around.
Ooh.
So that's one. And then 2 is I was a single parent and I dedicated, I dedicated those years to like being there for my child. So I know the commitment when it comes to that and how like the parent is supposed to be at home. And I never want to feel like I'm going to step in and interrupt that. However, at the same time, I feel like I'm at a point in my life to where I've waited. And so I want you to myself. Like, I'm really not trying to share you. So I'm not trying to share you, but it's like at the same time, I'm not trying to take you away from your child. I would never do that. I know the importance of, a man being present, in his child's life. So I'm not going to interrupt that. So to avoid all of it, I just don't date men with younger kids. Like, I prefer for them to be teenagers and up. That way, they can fend for themselves, and we can go out on dates. We can spend our time together. They can babysit themselves, cook for themselves, call an Uber.
So, Shamarian, you just jogged my memory to something else. And speaking of that, so I had the one gentleman that didn't want to date me because I had a child that was still at home with me. Then I dated the one I told you about that ended up getting married. He was dating multiple women within the church. He had me.
I told y'all.
Watching his kids.
Oh no!
While he was out with another woman, but didn't find that out till later.
How you find out the kids told on him?
They do that.
They do.
No, I just put it together after the fact. I started thinking, I was like, oh, so all of those times that you brought your kids over to my house to play with my son, and I'm thinking you doing ministry at church.
He was out on the
He was ministering, but it wasn't at the church house.
Hello. Yes, I am.
It was at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm. He was spreading the message far and wide.
Yeah.
Y'all are out of order.
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, that's bad.
I have a lot of stories. And people think I'm making these things up, but it's all facts. It's facts.
Really not making it up.
Okay, I'm really not making them up.
That just puts in my head, like, you actually have experiences, whereas like me, I actually haven't dated a guy with kids. So all of these things are like what I imagine in my head. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to get out of my own way and just be open to it. So if you're out there, you're watching and you have a child and you want to shoot your shot, just shoot it. And then we'll just see what happens.
I'm just like this.
You go swear. I feel to say, like, it's all in my head.
If you're single with no kids, holler at me.
It could work, it could not. I don't know. But yeah.
So any other stipulations that y'all have gotten from guys in these dating shenanigans?
Well, for me, I think it's never really about it was always about, like, there was one guy who was like kind of just obsessed with like my job or like the trajectory that I'm on. Like, I have to be at a certain status or a certain level. Actually, two guys. So the first guy was probably early on in the talking stage. We jumped really quickly to how much do you make, and is this where you want to stay? Do you have any other
ambitions?
Like, do you want to just stay at this level, or do you want to get a promotion and do X, Y, and Z? And him, like, he was like, I'm just thinking through to see if, like, what salary like we would be at as a household. And I'm like, sir, this is like date number 3. Like, I'm glad that you're trying to envision the future, but it was just like I had to be making a certain amount to even qualify to talk to him.
That's very interesting.
And then the other guy was very much so into, like, what do I do, who I'm connected to, access within education, because I work in education. So it's like, so do you just work with teachers, or do you have access to superintendents and school boards? And then, like, it's all about, like,
status.
Who you know, what you know.
Yeah. And so I thought that was very interesting that men are looking at, how much status a woman has, where I feel like it's been the other way around, where women are the ones often looking for status within men.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I interesting.
And I just recently, turned that switch on. It's like, well, I am now to the level where it's okay for me to say I'm looking for a guy at a certain income level or at a certain status, because I feel like I've worked my way to that certain status. And y'all all know the Kevin Samuel, and all of his minions, they all feel like women can't be picky and shouldn't be picky because
is a lie.
about income. Because there was a guy on my show when I was doing Lunch with Lauren, and I said that I want a guy that makes at least a certain amount, and he was just like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be single forever because especially if you want a black man and a man to make that amount of money, you ain't gonna find him because he ain't looking for nobody like you. He looking." Listen, it was just.
I think that it's all a preference thing. You want what you want, or you okay with what you okay with, and also don't try to down nobody for having high standards.
Yeah, don't.
If I want my mate to make however much money, then that's what I want, and that's my preference. If I'm okay with them not making that much, and also there's a thing: people change their minds. If you like somebody, you will take or be okay with a lot of things that you thought you wouldn't be okay with. Because you feel some type of way about that strongly about that person. So it's a never say never thing. You know, I still don't want a kid, but
the one guy who basically was like asked me about my salary in date number 3, like down the line, we ended up not working out one because I was the darkest woman he's ever talked to.
Oh, he was just crazy in first place.
My hair didn't curl when it got wet, and it was just so much that I didn't measure up to it. I was just like, this is wild. Not move. Okay.
It wasn't meant to be in the first place.
No. But homeboy still commenting on my pictures. Like,
bye, sir.
Oh, you're nice for still letting him be
your friend.
My page is public, so like anybody could follow me or stalk me or not follow, whatever y'all want to do. That's your life, not mine. You know, you worrying your own self, but
you're gonna get all of this melanin, okay?
So did the words actually come out of his mouth that you are the darkest woman that he's ever dated?
Yes. And I said, I said, what? Like, huh? I'm like a golden color. Like, you're
not dark skinned at all.
Not
that that's, you know.
Right, exactly.
Matters, but
yeah.
How old was he?
He was that. So this is funny. This is actually the oldest guy I had ever talked to. He was in
his 30s.
No, I was 20.
Oh, okay.
And he was 40.
Oh, woof. I almost dropped the F-bomb.
I saw.
Oh. So, do you think that depending on generation or the age group of men, it's different?
Oh, yes.
I definitely think so.
Yes.
I need you to expound.
What is different? Yeah, I think what is different.
So, in my experience, y'all know I'm 50. So,
girl,
at this age now, and I can say in the past, let's just say 30 days of people I've been getting to know or talk to. Hey, Pumpkin, look at the little baby. No men in our conversation have ever, oh, he's so cute, have ever asked me what I do.
Really?
None. And I can say
over what age?
Girl. Well, I mean, I've had in the past, let's just say 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Men in their early 30s, maybe a few in the late 40s, and other ones maybe late 50s and 60s. None of them have asked what I do. None.
I feel like that's a general question that you ask. That's like, what's your age? What's your favorite color? Type question. Like, it's just a general question you ask.
No, this is what I get. Oh my God, you are so pretty. Oh my God, you're gorgeous. It goes no further than, what do you do? I get a little, what do you like here and there, but never occupation. So I don't know if men that are older, because I can say most of them are older.
Well,
at this point in their life, they don't care.
Right.
Okay.
They're not trying to have kids.
Well, hear me out. Well, this particular guy did want to have children, which is probably why he was seeking out a younger woman to be with. So this is what I'm thinking is, if a person is going to date with that big of a gap, right? In this case, it was a large gap. He's probably like, okay, I need to make sure. Yes, you're young, but are you a mature young? And then two, you ain't finna bite off me. Baby boy was 3 steps away from like AARP retirement, and if you are over 42, I'm sorry, but like, you know, like if you know, he was 2 steps away from like probably his little RA or whatever, and his 403B was finna freaking mature, and he's wanting to make sure that you ain't finna come take all his coin. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna give baby boy the benefit of the doubt that he was trying to make sure that his assets were safe, and that you are coming to the table at his older age. Men that are 30 something, they're probably just now reaching the peak of their career. So no, they're not about to ask a woman where you at in your occupation, because you're 30. This dude is 30. He's just now getting to where he wants to be or where he should be, and he would not have a woman, or he probably wouldn't want a woman to like step in and like kind of one up him as it relates to his job. You know what I'm saying? Because men want to feel secure. So I don't know if that was his way of like maybe talking himself, you know, down. I don't know. I'm trying to give baby boy some leeway because he was older, and I kind of understand. Now this other guy that kept like pressuring me about, you know, you should get a different job that allows you to do X, Y, and Z, or you should go for this promotion, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm comfortable. Like, I'm good. And he didn't like the fact that I was comfortable. I think he just wanted to probably be like a Jay-Z, Beyonce. Like, I just want to be like this it couple. And with your job right now, we going to be like the, you know, everybody hates Chris family. We just about to be making
but when you're in a relationship and you're with someone, you do want to push them.
I agree.
This is date number 2, and he talking about pushing me to the next level.
I mean, I get that part. I get that part. But then I also think he needs to communicate what his expectations are. Like, I would most definitely ask him, like, so what are you looking for? Because you're asking all these questions. Because I mean, at that age, when you're in your early 40s, it's either you can be really secure and you don't need your woman to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to be set regardless because you're comfortable where you are in life. But I still just don't understand how the little phrase that he gave off tie into all that you're the darkest woman he ever met.
She's still stuck on that.
To do with status.
It
was not okay.
It didn't
that
connect.
alone lets me know, like, he's very superficial. Like, he's very superficial. Like, my skin color has nothing to do with you trying to build and what I'm bringing to the table. That's some deeper issues.
And he was previously married. He was divorced, and his ex-wife was a fair-skinned woman. Oh,
well, she had to be if you were the darkest one.
Right. Facts.
So he had a type, basically. And I mean, and it's okay if you have a type, but
you don't have to say that.
Don't try to, you know, degrade me or make me feel less than and try to attack the color of my skin because you have a type. Either you like what you see or you don't. Keep it moving.
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know.
So have you had stipulations? I don't know if this was quite a stipulation, but it was a suggestion based on, so I recycled a gentleman. And
I like that term. Sounds very familiar.
I recycled this one gentleman, and after us starting to talk again, one day after work, I had went by his place. It was the weekend, and we were going to hang out. Now, I've been at work all day. I'm hungry. And he had purchased some of these cookies from a bakery. And I was like, "Ooh, those look good. I want to taste." He says, "You don't need none of these cookies." I'm like, "But I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything."
If you want my cookies.
Right. Open his bag.
Oh my God, girl.
That was good.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Y'all cutting up today. Okay. Cutting up today.
I said, no, when I asked for some of the cookies that were in his particular bag, he's like, well, you've probably put on about 10 pounds since we last talked.
Oh, so he was watching what you eat.
I would have had to cuss him out right then and there.
I mean, if he, son, I'm just playing.
I said, I'm sorry, what?
You
I don't mean to be rude, but since we talked last time, you didn't put on like about 10 pounds or something. I was like, I still want some of that cookie. It don't matter. Can I have some of the cookie? You know that Negro didn't give me no cookie.
At that point, I would have took the bag of cookies and walked out the house.
Baby, that's all right. I fixed his butt real good.
How?
Right.
He wasn't around very long. I was like, boy, bye, peace out.
Was he older or younger? He better have been older. Let a young dude tell me I can't have no cookies. I slapped the cookies across his face as I was walking out the door. Are you kidding me?
I'm not going over.
So,
wow.
How I ended up finally getting rid of him was my girlfriend and I were on a cruise, or leaving to go on a cruise. And he and I had been going back and forth anyway. I was letting him know it wasn't going to work. And he kept sending me these text messages, saying this, saying that, this. And then he just started acting like a
female,
like a little gal, with his little comments and say, well, just fine. You're not that young anyway. And it's not like that many men gonna want you because you're getting old and you this and that. So he just started throwing all of these words and lines at me of like basically trying to put me down. And as I'm reading the stuff, my girlfriend is sitting there and she's texting and she looks up at me. She said, what? He said, what? Read that again. She said, block his number right now, delete him, and cut that mofo off because you're not talking to him no more. So the whole cruise, she was like, and I was cutting him off anyway. It didn't matter, but just the stuff he was saying, she was just like, block his ass because he don't need to say nothing else to you. And then on the whole cruise, all she could think about, she get up in the morning, she just be like, I can't believe that son of a gun. And that ain't what she said. I'm putting it nicely. Said that to you. She said, I want to slice his throat.
She better than me because I would have snatched that whole phone out of your hand and been texting him for you. He would have got 2 ears full.
One thing these men out here gonna have
is the audacity. Every time. They
always have
that cookie thing would have got me right off rip.
Yeah.
Whether I used to talk to you or not, whether I gained some weight or not, you decide you want to meet up with me again. Leave. If you don't like it after this first situation and you see me, you don't gotta tell me all that. Just I don't think we should talk anymore and leave it at that. Keep it moving. You don't have to come with the negative comments or any of that. Because somebody want all of this goodness. Okay.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
I'm glad you cut him off.
Oh yeah, I am too. Me and a whole bunch of other people, include my mama, my daddy, my sister.
Wait, how did he have access to all these people?
Oh God.
Okay, we don't
have
that could be another episode of Dating Shenanigans. We're gonna talk about access. If you have,
if I tell y'all this story, I call him Mr. Harley. I actually met him.
No, you have to save it for another episode where we talk about access and how much access we have allowed a person to get.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot to be like uncovered from there, because there are people who have I have had access, lots of access. I can't get into it, but write that down.
We kind of talked about that on one of our episodes. Or we talked about family knowing people we're dating. But I guess access is more so once you start dating them, who they have access to. I like that because I definitely got some stories.
You said we have talked about that?
Well, we just touched on like
just
people knowing who
safety. That was that safety dating podcast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't be calling my mama.
Yeah.
So
don't setting up Kendra for him to have to call your mama.
Don't be acting up. Listen.
That's my middle name.
Kendra act up Barbie.
Anyway, okay, access. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so I know, Lauren, so you were saying that those two particular guys was like trying to get your employment status, basically. So has there ever been a occupation that you just say, I would never date a guy that works in A, B, C, or D?
Yes. Unemployed. Absolutely. That is an occupation, unemployed. Listen, I have dated hobosexuals, too many to name. They have had nowhere to live. They barely have had a car.
Hobosexuals.
Listen, one dude got my car and got pulled over and arrested, and I had to come pick up my car and bail this out. Like, and I was too young to be doing this. Like, girl, what? Just young and dumb, okay? Like, dating shenanigans for real. Like, please have a job. Like, at this point, and I feel like I saw a meme. It was just like, the older you get, the more you accept. Like, you just got to have a job, any job, right? Like, I'm getting to this point. I'm laughing.
I will multi-date like it ain't nothing. I will forever date before, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you just cannot.
You just gotta have a job.
You gotta have a job.
And that, no. I got some type of standard, okay?
What's the standard, boo?
Oh, trust me, I'm pretty sure Lauren got
He
stuff.
cannot be working at like McDonald's or nothing.
What if
And
he was a
nothing against-
franchise
He could
owner?
be the manager.
Nothing against people that work at McDonald's
But
or
girl,
them being a manager.
Good grip.
Okay, look here, y'all.
I didn't know
They give
managers.
bonuses
I didn't
now.
know fast food managers and Walmart managers and Target managers and HEB managers make as much as they make. They do.
You know what?
Well.
You're right,
Yeah.
because I'm sure everybody make more than me. I'm a teacher, okay?
As long as he ain't
So-
taking fries, you good. You gotta. He gonna build with you, Kendra. You gotta be.
We can still continue to build together, but I just need you not to be on ground zero somewhere.
Oh yeah, just as long as he's not flipping fries.
You know, I'm
So
gonna let y'all be great.
I
Go
would
ahead.
prefer him to make at least what I'm making, if not more. Like, at minimum, can we make the same amount?
Yes, I agree.
I agree. Yeah. So I know there's like certain occupations of people that I said I wouldn't date. Like, I don't like dating truck drivers.
Why?
And that's like if they're driving like regional or like cross country, I don't want to date you. Like,
Too much time away?
Too
much time away?
Too much time away, too much temptation. If we're in a relationship, that means, that I've pretty much been studying you and realized that, okay, I'm ready to get in a relationship with you. I don't want to be away from you that long. Like, I don't want to be away from you that long. I don't want you to be on the road that much.
What sign are you?
Virgo.
Oh, okay.
I'm not possessive if that's
No, I was just saying, I'm like, why are we kind of similar, kind of not? But I do.
So yeah, so that's like one thing. I don't think I can ever date anybody in the music industry. That's the occupation I don't think I can date.
Why? Because of groupies?
Mm-hmm. That and athletes, it's a lot of female traffic that comes with that. That I don't think
that.
Yeah, I don't think me being me, I don't think that would sit well in my spirit.
We don't want to see you on the 6 o'clock news.
We
Listen,
don't.
No.
We
See,
don't.
I don't mind like dating somebody in the service or that's a pilot or.
You know what? Service is different for me. Okay, so this is
all the hoes.
I know. Well, I don't know that part.
They be having more than that.
I know they have to be away, but I don't know. It's something about a man in uniform when he takes an oath. So when it comes to like the military and the branches of the military,
Ma'am,
I'm just
the uniform just trumped everything because they're the same as somebody who has a pharmaceutical job and has to like travel to hospitals in different regions. Ma'am,
McDonald's workers have uniforms.
This Kendra don't play.
I'm about a man in the uniform.
Listen,
we put on that
specific with them uniforms. Army, Navy, Air Force,
Yeah.
Military. Okay, military uniform.
military uniforms that serve our country. There's something about like seeing a well-dressed man in a uniform and like pledging to take an oath. Like I personally feel like God is somewhere in that oath, and so that's going to be the very
Girl.
substance that's going to. I'm just
You
saying,
reaching.
I see them eyes bucking at me.
Reaching.
But I just personally feel like, okay, like you're sitting up here and you're giving this oath like you believe. Because honestly, okay, my child's father is in the Navy. They do hold them to a certain standard. Like they really do.
As they do McDonald's employees, thou shalt not steal out of the cash register. And
Thou should not disrespect the customers.
Don't you say thou?
Thou. It's in the
Say
handbook.
thou
I
in
went
your
there for 3 days. I know.
Lauren, no, because she worked there for 1 day.
Period.
Just
My
one day.
check is in the negative
Okay.
because
Oh
they had to keep
my
my
God.
uniform out my check. So they ain't had no money coming in. But
Okay, so bottom line is, I just feel like when it comes to serving your country, like there's an oath and there's God somewhere in that oath, and so you're gonna take accountability and be a little bit more responsible, so you can afford that time away. But hey, y'all just made me rethink that whole.
hey, somebody said in the chat, it's temptation even when dropping fries. Listen,
Okay, did y'all see that? It was a thing on the Shade Room about a woman who was upset with one of the cashiers at Burger King and said that her uniform was distracting her husband. She had on this loose baggy t-shirt, but she had on regular, like, you know, had to wear black pants or whatever. And she had a butt. So, you know,
How did you do that over the counter?
I guess the girl turned around and get the fries. I don't know.
We
But
had
it was
mighty hard
it didn't make no
over
sense.
the counter or in the drive-through.
It wasn't in drive-thru. I think they came in.
Okay,
So
he
her
was-
pants were too tight, and her husband
yeah, but he
was
was
zoning
doing one of
in.
these numbers, looking over the counter to see her ass over the counter.
Or she
Maybe, but she said it was a
Right.
distraction. But if y'all would have saw the picture, her shirt was loose in the front, so it's only when she turned backwards. But you can't help your shape, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was off topic. Sorry.
You were talking about temptation while flipping fries, baby girl.
Oh yeah.
Fry
So
duty.
this tempted him.
I'm
Thank
tracking
you.
where you're going.
Please keep me on track.
I'm tracking. Listen, I feel you, Shamirian. I too do like men in uniform, you know. However, to your point, you do have to be specific about what kind of uniform. You do not want anybody in an orange uniform, okay? Not with a DOC number. You don't want that, okay?
So we got another comment. Just because a man may make a mistake doesn't mean he's not a good man. We are all human.
Where does that
You talking about the mistake of saying that I'm fat? Which
I'm
one?
sorry.
Where did that come from? Where do we say anything about anybody making mistakes? We know that. We're all human.
Listen.
Was that about the comment about the cookie?
Maybe it was probably about the cookie comment when
That's
he
what I'm
called you
thinking.
that was a mistake and you need to take them back.
That was not a mistake. And he
That
did
was
multiple
not-
things
that was
after
an
that.
intentional comment.
I'm just playing.
That was very intentional. He was
So-
going there with that. He was
That's
watching her whole diet.
Yeah, basically saying I was too fat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sit. Never mind. I was going to sing.
You already started. Finish it.
She was singing a song by Beyonce.
I was, but I'm not going to continue. It's a little X-rated.
Oh.
Either way, that wasn't a mistake if that's what the commenter was.
Yeah, we're not saying that a person can't make a mistake.
Right. But that was
and that they're not a good man.
Yeah.
And it
Or
and
maybe
it also
actually applying to McDonald's in the first place.
Say that again.
I said maybe the mistake was applying to McDonald's. Everybody makes mistakes.
Lauren, shut up.
I don't even want to put it out there like that.
In at Banana Republic. Nah.
Anyways.
Okay, so we all said fast food ain't it. Would y'all date a man who works in retail?
Yeah, I'm pretty open.
I would.
I'm just leery. No athletes, no truck drivers, entertainment business, and oh Lord,
You named all the people that make good money, man.
don't try to confine me. But I'm very leery about dating people in law enforcement too.
Yeah, they're high numbers of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've known from people that has been in my inner circle in the past. I've seen it, you know. So I would be very leery about dating someone in law enforcement. Because at the end of the day, I know punk. And so when it comes to me and it comes to you, I don't care what you think that badge validates you in. Like you can't
catch these hands.
You can't try to read it. It's not going to end well. It is not going to end well. I can't hear you, but I know what that means. Period. So I would be very leery about dating somebody in law enforcement because they feel like they are above the law and they are the law. That's been from the few people I've known that have dated and married people in law enforcement.
I just feel like I like to do fun things, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to do fun things if I date somebody in law enforcement.
You might be able to get away with it a little more because they can get you out of trouble.
No, Kendra doesn't follow rules. Like she's the ultimate. She does not follow any rules. Between she and I am the rule follower, and it really grinds her gears. Like
so the teacher doesn't follow the rules.
No, that's why her class is bad.
First of all,
they're not bad. They're free spirited.
I like that.
See,
I'm a free spirit.
She don't have control of her kids. I call her. She be in the middle. Sit down. That ain't what I asked you to do.
It's so funny. I'm very free spirited outside of work, but I'm very strict inside the classroom, which is crazy. Like you'll ask kids, they be like, "She mean."
Oh.
But anyway, no, the teacher does not like to follow rules. In fact, most teachers don't like to follow rules. But yeah, I like to have a good time and do what I want when I want. And I feel like that would hinder me having a great time and being spontaneous, you know, and being myself. So I'm kind of with the law enforcement, although one of my best friends is married to a officer. He cool. Like, but I don't think that would be for me. Because there's other stipulations that go along with that.
There with you, Kendra.
So I was gonna say occupation for me. Y'all keeping up with the comments people are making?
I'm actually not. I'm all in this conversation.
I was gonna say I'd have missed out. Hold on.
I know, right? So occupation for me, the question was, does it matter what occupation the person is in that you date or marry, right? That's the question, correct?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So for me, occupation, for me, number one, has to be legal.
Oh, for sure.
Number two.
You said you don't want a drug dealer?
I don't want to. No, I don't. And at this stage in my life, when I first got a divorce, it was dropped in my spirit through one of my best friends. Okay, after this, no projects for you, because I'm a nurturer, so I always try to help people.
That is true.
And in these years of dating, I've still tried to be that nurturer. And even my mom would say, "You give too much." And then I heard one of my pastors say one time, and he was talking to the men in service, if you cannot afford to keep that female and that woman in the lifestyle that she is used to, you should not be trying to even pursue her. That resonated with me then. then right before this pandemic, we had a company department picnic. And I was talking to one of the big time executives within our company, and he stated to me, we were just talking back and forth, talking about our kids and family and marriage or whatever. And I was saying I wanted to be married again. And he's like, really? You do? You don't just want to date or have a lifetime partner? I was like, no. And I was explaining to him that to me, there's a blessing that comes with the covenant of marriage and that union. So we're talking, and I'm in the midst of talking, and he cuts me off and he says, Sonya, for you. Now I'm telling y'all, this man is my boss's 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 boss.
Was he
He
married?
looks, girl, yeah, and he's so nice looking. Oh my God, he's so nice
I'm
looking.
just trying to look out for you, sis. Go ahead with your story.
I call him Mr. Corporate GQ. If there was a corporate GQ magazine, he would be the model every month.
Okay.
But he looks at me and he says, for you, no projects. And I got ready to say something. I was like, but he said, no, for you, no projects.
So that's the second
and I was like,
that told you.
Huh?
That was the second person that told you.
And the thing that really caught me and resonated is that this man, I don't work with him closely daily on a day in, day out basis. So I was like, I got ready to say something to you. I'm like, well, John, I almost said his name. Why do you, he cut me off again. He said, I see you. I see what you do within this company and for other people. For you, no projects. So I just left it there. And over that next week, I thought about that. It stayed on my mind. So in saying that, as far as occupation, number one, he has to be able to take care of me. And I don't, in this divorce and moving back close to my parents, it made me see that I got married once. I was only married for 6 weeks. I don't know if those that are listening to this podcast now have followed my momentary marriage or my 17 years of wife, but I think I think the Lord is really instrumental in what he's doing, particularly in my life, because it's like the Lord took me away from my parents. I came back. I was back 6 weeks later, got married within a year or 2 years after that, married 17 years, divorced, only to come back and be in the same neighborhood as my parents. So I'm like, Lord, you brought me back again. So apparently, I still haven't learned the lesson. I still need to see. And what he's let me see in that is every day I see my dad. And God, I'm truly, truly blessed. And that girl below me will truly, truly tell you that I am so, so blessed to come through the family that I have and to have the parents that I have.
Don't stop crying over there. I know I stole her parents too, y'all.
And people steal my parents. All my friends steal my parents, and they'll say, "Oh my God, my mom adopts all my friends," or like my sister-in-law, whatever. But God revealed to me that he brought me into a family to see how a man is supposed to treat a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I tell you my father,
mm-hmm.
the way he took care of us growing up and the way he takes care of my mother, to choose
anything different,
anything other than what I've chosen, girl.
Anything different.
Anything different, than what I've seen at this point now in my life.
It doesn't make sense.
he got to be able to take care of me, and at least to the point to where I am now. And even coming back, I know y'all, this story has gotten long. I'm so sorry,
No,
but
it's okay.
my dad even told me when we first moved back, you know, in the same neighborhood as them, baby, you only got one child. You only got one child. So don't get a man that you have to take care of. He needs to take care of you. So in saying that, as far as occupation, he just got to be able to take care of me, and it's got to be legal.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I also think he has to meet you on the level that you are. And I think people need to realize too, like it's not always about, I'm gonna speak for myself. Of course, we all said in the beginning, like, you have to be at least where I am. So that should tell you a little bit, like, we're not very superficial or materialistic. Like, we just need the minimum met. But Sonya, like when you were talking, and I heard you talking about, you know, your father and everything that he does and whatnot, taking care of you, acts of service, you know, like that comes with, that's just not like a monetary responsibility. Her dad is like literally over there helping with the yard, checking in. I know, like, he'll even check in on me. She'll be like, hey, daddy said, you okay? You know, like during the freeze. You know, he was like, hey, daddy say, are you warm enough? Do he need to come pick you up? I was scared to drive. I'm like, Sonya and them is like way on one side of town. I'm way on the other side of town. It's literally a 45-hour drive.
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes, hour drive. And it's been a long day. And you know, she was like texting me things like her dad was saying, like he was like literally checking up on me, and I was like, and she knew I was scared to drive. This was a first for me. We've never experienced a freeze like this here in Texas before, let alone Houston. So she was like, well, my daddy said he'll come pick you up. If he got to drive over there and come pick you up, then he'll drive over there and come pick you up, since you don't want to, you know, are you warm enough? Are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I had other family members checking on me as well, but just for someone that I'm not biologically attached to have that, you know, that empathy and that concern, that he would just reach out. So when it comes to like when we're sitting up here talking about, you have to meet me on my level, you have to take care of me, it's not always a monetary thing. Like you have to be emotionally available, you have to be physically available, you have to be mentally available. Like we want you here, we want to know you're concerned about us, we want to know like you're thinking about us, you know, you're concerned about our safety. Like we just need that security blanket to where we feel comfortable and secure in the relationship.
I agree. Everything isn't monetary.
It's not.
Yes, because money can come and money can go.
Yeah.
He can have money one day and the next day or next year.
I hope the McDonald's comment didn't make people think that I'm like a gold digger or anything.
Yeah.
Like it's just a standard to where I saw somebody write, what if he's a district manager? Honestly, I really don't care.
Them be the ones.
But that's why I said just be employed. You know what I'm saying? Like we can work with it. That means you have, you know, you got to drive. You got ambition. You know what I'm saying? We know that you know, have some type of work ethic, right?
Mm-hmm.
That can be improved upon.
Yeah.
But if you're just out here sitting on your butt and you ain't have no job and you okay with that because you have you're dating multiple women and each woman is providing something you need. Like each woman, like one's providing housing, one letting you borrow the car, the other one feeding you. You know what I'm saying? I know people like that. So unfortunately, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then there are people that work in fast food industries and they have money. That's just what they do to get out the house, and they may only work 2 or 3 days a week too. So
yeah. And
what?
I'm just gonna take a deep breath for a minute. Go ahead.
What does that mean?
No. So no, I was gonna just kind of comment on what Lauren said. She's like, you know, as long as you're employed, you have drive, you have this, you have the other, and that is very true. And as long as you guys are showing us like that, we, you know, that we're in this together, and you know, you are building yourself up for something greater, then we can see that. Like we see it, we know when it's real, we can see it. So, you know, don't think because you're not on a certain, you know, tax bracket that we just automatically dismiss you. That's not the case at all.
Yeah. So with stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it doesn't have, okay. Along with occupation not mattering, but being able to take care of me, when I step out, a stipulation for me, you have to be able to step out with me and not be looking like a bum.
Yes, that's a big thing. I don't think I've ever had to experience that with guys that I've dated before. I feel like when you're dating someone, you kind of get their vibe or how they dress from initial dates, you know, so you know it. And also, there are guys that are willing to be dressed. So if you okay with letting me style you for you to come out the house with me, fantastic. I'll do it for you. But I feel you. My fly gotta match your fly. You know what I mean? So if I'm out here in a dress and some stilettos and you got on jogging pants and gym shoes, this ain't gonna work.
Or wrinkle.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be like that Downy commercial. You comfortable?
Yeah.
Real
And the t-shirt
comfortable.
all
The neck
balled
is
up.
all messed up.
Yeah.
All stretched out. But no, so I know like one of my ex-pastors, he taught me this like early on. I think I was like in my early 20s, and he every summer he would do like this dating series or whatever. And so that was like one of the things that he mentioned. He said that don't be concerned, you know, don't be overly concerned about how a guy dress. He was like, women, let me tell you something. This is the easiest thing you can fix on a man. If he's interested in you and he's trying to impress you and you have an issue with the way he dressed, he will let you dress him. If you say, hey, baby, you know what? I really think you would look good in this suit, this color, this fit. He's going to be like, oh, for real? Okay, well, then let's go to the store and see what we can find. Like, that is one of the easiest things to fix on a man is he's interested in you is the way he dressed. He's going to be open. He's going to be willing. All you got to do is compliment him. He's going to be like, oh, okay. I know she like this. I know she like that. Okay. And he's going to take what you said and, you know, he's going to take it and he's going to run with it.
You looking real fly in that 3-piece suit.
Exactly. Oh, I'm going to find me a new 3-piece suit.
Right.
Oh, she said I look good until it bring out my eyes knowing dog. Your eyes are brown. Your eyes are chocolate brown, but she done told you look good in a teal suit. He gonna go get a teal suit. You know, be dark as midnight.
Not your eyes, not even that color though.
You.
So yeah, and then along with clothing, y'all know, you gotta floss them teeth. Brush them teeth, floss them teeth.
Hygiene is really important to me. Is okay. So like
regular hygiene.
It's like yes, regular hygiene, absolutely. But like oral hygiene, because like your smile or like your face is the first thing people see. I would never understand. It's gonna be mean. I'm so sorry. I would never understand like people just being okay with like gang signs just all up in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like teeth need to be pulled here or there. You know what I'm saying? Like you got 3 teeth stacked on top. They can't really like help it sometimes, right? But of course, like as a kid, a teenager, right? Your parents are in charge of your well-being. But then when you get to a certain point and you come across money, I feel like you know better. And why wouldn't you want to put your best smile forward?
I agree. I feel like
Kendra, stop laughing so hard.
Well, that's only because I had experience. So that's why she acted. But I'm a very big person on small. I've had braces, like,
Me too.
you know, and seeing people, that's
If
the
you
first
can
thing
drop money on a
you
Louis bag, you can drop money on braces. Like,
see.
let's be
Okay,
clear.
okay. The guy I'm talking about was not dropping
Right.
money on the Louis
Correct, but I'm
bag.
just saying, it's men out here that actually buy luxury items that don't care about fixing your grill.
So
Like,
I would like so a few things. Number one, that's like somebody who has a gap. Some people are just comfortable with how
that's
they've been
fine. Gaps are
looking.
cute.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's a gap, a gang sign, an extra tooth up here, whatever. Some people are okay with what a missing tooth. They cool with what they got going on, and
Folks
they're
is walking
used to
around
it.
here looking like gargoyles.
Oh my God.
Not calling them a gargoyle, Lauren. And okay, so let's stop there. That part. Number two, as you said before, your parents are in charge of your oral hygiene as a kid. If your parents don't have money for that, then you can see why someone is not, wait till they get older to get braces. But even when they get older, a lot of people, I feel like in their late 20s, maybe 30s, some people in their 40s still getting braces because that's when they're able to afford it. It's still expensive even when you have health care
Yeah.
or, are paying for that to get orthodontia inside of your plan. That's just for dentistry. Orthodontia is completely different. So therefore, it's even more money. So you got to be financially stable in order to get some braces. Let's go there. Also, that goes back to my point of I felt some type of way about people's smiles. However, one of my exes, he was throwing up a couple gang signs and stuff, but he decided to get braces. But before that, I fell in love with him well before, him deciding to get braces and get his teeth fixed, and I was okay with that. But before, I was definitely like, no, absolutely not. I would never. Like, that was a big thing. A smile. I laugh a lot. I like to laugh. I want you to laugh, and if you laughing and I gotta see the gang signs. It was not okay. Love conquers all. That's all.
Somebody in the comments said,
does.
looks like they've been chewing rocks. Precisely.
It really does.
Precisely. And I think that goes back to me saying, like, I need you to make a certain amount, because when you do come across a certain level of like money, that here's a like, you care a little bit more. So I saw a little meme. It was just like, you're not ugly, you just broke. Broke people don't have the means to. Well, sometimes, this is a generalization. I'm being
I was gonna say.
I'm not tagging people and saying,
I was
like,
about to say,
but it is true. Like, it could, like, there are celebrities out here that are butt ugly, but because they have money,
they can
it
fix
makes
it.
them attractive. Whatever. K Michelle got a whole new face today, or whenever.
And don't say today. Stop.
Face. When you have money, you can
Don't do her like that.
everything.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, going along with that, just because you got money and you get your teeth fixed, how y'all feel about these people out here getting these chiclets, teeth, the veneers? Okay, I can't get with the big horse teeth.
Oh, like Gucci Man and who else got them? Somebody teeth too big for their mouth.
What you mean? It's not just him. It's everybody. That's the thing now. It's a thing now. Everybody want to get their teeth taken out and get the veneers put in.
Huh.
They don't know where to go with that though. Because people crazy. It's a thing that's in right now. Get their little straight whites, pearlies, and they ain't got to worry about their real teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Teeth.
It's teeth.
So they're pulling their teeth out their mouth to get
Veneers.
a new set of teeth, and their teeth are fine.
These are young people.
Yeah, I think they're more impressed by the actual tone of the whiteness.
I was gonna say it's the after effects.
Yeah, it's like the Hollywood glam.
And so that's the thing right now. But some people getting them too big or going to the wrong doctors, and it's not okay. I want to see your regular teeth. What my baby teeth gonna look like? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Are we gonna have to get the kid braces or not? Okay, because your veneer is not helping me figure that out. I feel like I need to see all the flaws up front.
But are you gonna accept all the flaws up front?
I just said love conquers all.
Okay, so you're open.
To an extent.
Yeah. That's what that meant. You're open.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Eventually, like I said, you get braces.
Yep. Yep. But then that comes with maturity. And I also think like we have to understand people are raised differently.
That's true.
They understand things differently. And then sometimes it just takes for somebody like that they're in a relationship that they really care about for them. Who was that? What was that song? Music, Soul Child. When he said, "Teach me how to love," that song. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember the lyrics?
Sing it for us. How it go?
Oh, girl, you're gonna make me Google the lyrics. He was basically saying he never trusts anybody before he knew her. And nobody ever taught him how to do the things he's supposed to do. It's teach me how to love. Google the words. But, but
are you talking about music?
Music Soul Child.
Yeah. So basically, everybody was raised different, and that's what he's basically talking about in that song. Like he was saying, like how he was raised as a man and what he was taught to believe. And so I do believe y'all laughing. I don't know what y'all laughing at, but y'all making me laugh. He was saying, like he was raised on these things and that's all he knew. But when he met her, he was able to open up and let her teach him how to love. So I really think that like if you get a man or a woman or whoever the case may be, that is severely interested in you and really loves you, they're going to listen to what you have to say to elevate them to the next level, whether it's their teeth, whether it's the way they dress, whether it's their appearance, whether it's their speech, like whatever it is, if they're interested in you and they're trying to build and grow with you, they're going to take heed to what you say. So all those things are you can change them. You can change them. They're not set in stone. So they're open. Love conquers all, in the words of Kendra.
That's where a helpmate comes in.
I say first impressions are everything for me, right? So it's not like
impressions.
It's not like I'm like judging you like right off the bat, and it's like, no, you had on a jacket and I don't like jackets. It's like nothing like that. And I'm just saying like real simple, but it's kind of like, especially if it's like a meetup situation. If we've been talking, engaging, and we're meeting for the first time in person, and you come looking any old kind of way, like,
and y'all already talked about
we've already talked about, and it's not even about what I like, but it's just like you were like, I'm going to meet somebody that I have interest in. I want to look my best. But if you walking up in this joint like, man, I just got off work, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, maybe we shouldn't have scheduled it when you got off work, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should have had time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that I would expect. So if I'm going out with somebody, I'm going to make sure I look presentable or look good, because to someone's point, it says in the comments, men and women need to make their best foot forward in dress, hygiene, grooming, etc. So again, first impressions are everything, and just bring your best every time. And I'm not saying be not yourself or inauthentic, but like bring your best.
Yeah. It's funny you said that, because we actually reside now in a generation that is like so instant when it comes to everything. Mm-hmm. And that's where my like old schoolness kick in. It's just like, I like to prep for a date, I like to prep for a date. And like you said, put your best foot forward, first impressions, they do last. But it's so funny you said that, because especially like with the online dating situation, it's like an instant thing. It's like, oh, we're talking, okay, hey, let's meet up, and during the week, I'm no good. If I'm working the weekends, if I'm working all weekend, I know I'm scheduled to work a weekend too. Like, I'm no good. Like, I'm like, no. So I will push a date off as long as I can until I feel like I have an off day. I can rest a little bit. I have time like to do hair, makeup, whatever. But it's crazy, because like a lot of people these days, it's just like, oh, okay, we've been chatting for a little bit. Like, I want to meet you. It's like, let me see you. Let me meet you. I'm just like, you don't wait till I'm well rested and hydrated and, willing to drive. Because if you want to meet me after work, I'm going to pop up in some scrubs. Like, I'm not trying to go home after running up and down this floor all day long, do hair and makeup. Like, if you gonna meet me after work, I'm just letting you know I'm showing up in scrubs. So do you want to meet me or do you want to meet the best me? Just let me know.
Somebody in the comments said, meet me in them dirty work boots. Show me your real self.
I was just about to say,
man, that's attractive, but not for a woman.
I feel like a lot of guys, I think it's so funny. A lot of guys try to holler at you when you're looking your worst because they feel like, oh, I done seen her at her worst.
She
so
cute like she is.
Imagine what she looked like when she get all dolled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I find it so interesting, but I feel like most guys try to holler.
What you think, because they're actually basing they're basing everything off social media. You know what I'm saying? Like they're liking the pictures.
In that instant, I'm more so referring to meeting someone out, I guess you would say. Like if you go out to a grocery store, I'm just grocery shopping. So I got on my, jogging suit and I'm walking down the aisle, just pushing my little cart. My hair may be in a ponytail or something.
Right. Oh, she looks cute.
Yeah. Or, she a little rough right now, but I feel like I see the potential that she could really look great.
She rough, but she fine.
Right.
You got a little bags under your ass, baby, but that's all right. You gonna get some rest from me. That's
okay.
Natural, but she got good skin. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. But see, I hear what you're saying, and I've heard people say that before, Kendra. But it's like also at the same time, I don't know, like I guess my analytical self, I be sitting up here like, you won't talk to me when I'm looking like this. I'm like, what kind of women you used to dating? Like some roughnecks, because especially these days, like during COVID, it's so funny. Like I have on like come to work head wrap, glasses, mask, shield. You know what I'm saying? So even like when I leave work, I at least have like on a head wrap, mask, scrubs, tennis shoes. So I'm just like, you don't even know what I look like. Like you don't even know what I look like without all this stuff on. And I'll be like, so what kind of women you used to dating? Like, do you not have standards? Like, I don't know if I want to date a man without standards. Like it also like takes me that way.
But that doesn't say he doesn't have standards. Maybe he likes your physique because men are visual. So that he does see, he likes so far. So he's like,
physique and scrubs, Sonya.
Huh?
He can't see my physique and scrubs.
Boo. They got X-ray vision. What you talking about?
Boom. Boom. All up in there, all up and through them.
Them men don't miss nothing. When you walk in the room, it don't matter.
Okay.
If they see something they like, that's just what they like.
Ask the lady at Burger King.
Oh, dead. I'm so dead. Goodbye.
Oh, with the loose shirt.
No.
Boom.
You dumb.
Or better yet, ask the lady's husband who was distracted by the lady at Burger King.
That part.
Behind the register.
Okay.
Okay. Because I always wonder, I was like, I know I'm looking toe up. And it's like even, pre-COVID, so I'm just like, oh. Okay.
But they look at it too, and that's what I'm gonna get when we at home and her makeup is off and she's not all dolled up. This is you.
Yeah.
And then it's not all on appearance. Maybe they see something within your spirit, depending on who the person is. If they're looking at the spirit as well.
Gotcha. So any other restrictions when it comes to dating?
I'm very simple. I mean, I'm simple.
What about age?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
I have a bracket. I'm gonna let y'all take the sugar daddies and the cougar babies. Okay. I'm gonna stick in my little bracket, okay?
But what is your bracket?
I would say it's not even like a set thing because I'm more of a vibes person anyway. But I feel like, gosh, 10, well, surely not lower. I would say.
So you wouldn't date younger?
Yes, I have dated younger. I would say no more than 5 years. You got to be able to get into the 25 and up club, okay? I mean, I got to be able to take you there, right?
Okay.
Because you can buy me a drink at 21. However, 25 and
That's
up.
too young.
You ain't trying to raise nobody's sons.
No. And I'm also not trying to have a granddaddy or a daddy. So.
Somebody in the comments said, "Sugar daddy me, please," and I said yes.
You say that till you get a sugar daddy.
Correct, because I was really upset at homeboy when I asked for movie night, and he brought, and I said bring some snacks, and he brought men's health nuts from Planners. That's what I'm supposed to do with this.
But that's what she
Back of the he out here doing these.
But that's what my daddy do. It's the Planners, cashews, and the party pack. If you
Listen,
want,
he said I'm gonna make sure my heart is well taken care of while I'm watching this movie with the men's health, men's health pack. Okay, I said it was in a big can too. I was like,
"Yep, it was it the party pack, Lauren."
No, it was in a big can. A can that you take and you eat, throughout the day. My thing
that's the party pack.
He ain't bring no Raisinets to go with it or nothing. Like, Raisinets go.
I know you ain't talking about no party pack.
The party pack of Planners nuts, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't play.
But I'm gonna need a sugar daddy who was with the times, because baby boy brought that little canister of Planners men's health nuts, and I was like, I said snacks for a movie.
That's snacks for his age.
Not prepping for a colonoscopy.
That's a drive-through, back then. That's
not prepping for a colonoscopy, Lauren.
Whatever we doing, we ain't doing that.
Okay, so what's your age bracket, Lauren?
Gotta be 27, between 27 and about 48, 50.
That's a huge range.
I want to say 27 to 37. We're going to give it like a 10-year bracket there. You can have them 50 AARP, okay?
I'll take them. I'll make sure all that paperwork is good.
I was not, no.
The wheel is all set and everything.
Don't forget.
What's her baby girl name on Baps?
Don't forget about SilverFox. She is 50.
I'm sorry.
You're different. You're in a different.
Listen, no, right.
Can't include you in that age bracket.
But I get it. I understand.
Because
I am 50. And I can say for my age bracket, my age bracket comes with a bracket as well as a stipulation. So I say either 5 years younger, 5 years older, and with that, healthy.
See, I'm with Sonya. I'm a 5 and 5. I can go 5 younger. I can go 5 older. After that, I don't really think it's too much we're gonna have in common for the most part. Like it's very rare. Let me say that if I find somebody that we have something in common.
And then as you get older,
Hey, but wait a minute, Sonya, what's your stipulations with them ages? I'm curious.
Healthy. So
What's
for
healthy?
me, in dating, there have been.
Because hold on. So you've made it very clear you're 50. So 5 years younger is 45. 5 years older is 55. What's your healthy at 55?
So within
what's healthy at 55?
Will you let me explain? Okay, so what I've noticed in dating, many men, they have heart issues, they're on blood pressure medication, which affects other stuff.
And stuff like what?
Performance.
Yes, erectile dysfunction. Let's just be real.
Oh, okay, ED. Okay.
Yes, you can look sideways if you want to, but it's a topic, it's a discussion. Women my age and older talk about it all the time, and they're just like, men, let me just say, take care of yourselves. Exercise, eat right. The pig's feet, the chitlins, the what else? The fried foods.
So, Sonya, the one thing that does concern me though is I don't want a Ron Isley, Candy Isley type of situation.
Have you seen Ron Isley lately?
So, well, yes, lately. But again, Ron Isley barely can make decisions on how to walk up the stairs with his cane. I saw a behind the scenes video, and Candy was like, Ron, take the jacket off. The jacket.
Oh my
I
god.
said, no, I can't be doing that. Baby boy don't know how to move his jacket over the shoulder. I cannot.
I'm just trying to figure out why you had to come in and ruin all my happiness. You talking about you didn't saw a back scene.
I did. Where she was in the back, it was the day of the verses. Candy went live on her end, and she was like, "Y'all, we here," and had thing. And somebody was like, "Hey, can you go up to tell Ron, blah blah blah." Like she's literally like helping baby boy.
It's
And
baby
there's a huge age gap. So
Yeah, it is.
when I say I want somebody like 48, like 40 is now the new 30. Not gonna lie, right? Like the 40-year-olds look young. They look super young. So I'm gonna need you to still be like an active 40 something, but also be able to pull that car when we in the airport and they say, "Do you need assistance coming down the runway?" Like, yes, hop in that wheelchair. I'm assisting him.
Shut up.
Just to use those benefits to your advantage. Get the senior coffee from McDonald's and give us some coin. You know what I'm saying? We gotta just
We can flip it and use his age to the benefit, right?
Absolutely, because here I am using my age to his advantage. We just have to talk about the advantages together and what we are going to do to advance our life to the betterment of the society. Period.
Okay.
I feel like with that age bracket too, I still want to have kids, so that's a stipulation for me as far as dating. Somebody that doesn't want to have kids is like a deal breaker for me. And so I don't want my baby daddy to be my baby granddaddy.
I'm saying you're taking him for grandpa.
Yeah. I want, like she said, we're talking about activeness. I want to be active. My little clocks are ticking. And I don't want to be a grandma.
Girl, you're still young. You
having
have plenty of time.
I'm saying, but once the kids start to grow, I mean, that's if my husband come find me soon. Hey, husband, I know you out here. Hurry up. But yeah, it depends. I mean, you hope for these things, but I know I have a lot of friends who are older and still single and have no kids that still want kids, like in their late 30s. And it's getting dangerous at that point. So you hope these things happen, but if they don't, I'm not trying to be a grandma, and I don't want him to be a granddad. So stipulations on age and babies.
So Sonya, that was health. From what I heard, is health.
They got to be working.
Okay.
Wait, work.
I'm just keeping it real. I've been single too long now.
Marion.
Huh?
It has to work. They have to work together.
It has to work.
What? Oh, the ED has to work. Oh, for sure.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this. I'm just keeping it
sorry.
real.
We grown. We just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking. It's life.
We've been waiting a long time. We don't want to be disappointed.
That completely went over my head. I was like, I thought we just talked about occupation.
You see, I had to take a minute too. I was like, oh, okay, that's what she's talking about. But yeah, it has to be working.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like at your age, with your age bracket, going 5 up, that has been an issue for you for the most part? Like men not taking care of themselves and it affect their health in that way with ED.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they definitely can't smoke. That's a
oh yeah.
That's an out for me. I can't do the smell of smoke.
Yeah, nicotine makes me nauseous. I can't take it.
Can't smoke with cigarettes.
Nicotine.
Even cigars sometimes I just be like
nicotine. Read between the lines, nicotine.
So yeah, Foxies. That has been the Foxies stipulations. Y'all have anything else we want to leave with the Foxies before we go? Anybody have any questions that's still online?
Oh, that's a good one. Ask the people if they have questions.
Questions, comments.
The panel.
Let me go out and come back. My comments aren't.
Hey Don, if you're listening still, I am okay with a brother in a wheelchair.
What was it?
He said, what if a brother has hurt himself and is in a wheelchair temporarily? I'm okay with that.
Temporarily?
I'm okay with that.
Does his erectile still function?
I'm glad you said it because
I'm like, is this permanent and our parts not working?
Oh,
So-
that's all that matters, right, Kendra?
Oh my God.
The erectile.
Somebody, you guys were thinking that, but I
Oh my
said,
God.
But what if the mouth worked though? Like, I mean, like,
What that mouth do?
mouth?
What that mouth do?
I mean, what if he's able to provide a different way?
I need it all because I'm on it. Oh. No, it ain't no one or the other. And what if his? I was about to get too deep up in this conversation. I was about to say, what if his mouth don't work as well as his other body parts work?
Oh
What if his
my.
other body parts don't work as well as his mouth works?
What? Wait. Run that back, Kendra.
No,
Somebody just mute me. Who muted me?
mute Kendra again. Whoever did it, mute her.
I felt like I was on the Teams or a Zoom call or something.
You muted again?
Okay, hold on.
Oh God.
This has been a SilverFox podcast.
Very comical. So, okay.
We are digressing.
Hey, Mama.
We're getting to the people comments right now. So this can go left, right, up, down, either way. We're just answering questions in the comments. So we don't know which way this is going to go. The content that we discussed at the beginning of the show is like gone.
We threw that out.
Yeah. So I read in the comments, somebody said that
Oh God.
everybody take a breath.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
No, not good.
Okay.
It says a lot of men don't know their roles these days. So what do you think a man's role is exactly these days? I think they've been twisted in 2020. So
Do you think it's just 2020? I think that was prior to 2020.
I mean,
not just.
But so what do you think? What is a traditional role for you that you feel like a man should hold that you're not willing to bend on?
You said a traditional role that a man holds?
Yeah. So one of the people in the comments said that a lot of men don't know their roles these days. So my question to you ladies is, what do you think, like, name one thing that you think a man's role is that you are not willing to bend on?
Provide. I feel like that's the first thing that comes to my head. And us talking about occupations, making as much as me or more. I feel like if I can provide for myself. So it's not like you're doing it for me because I can't do for myself. But
just
wanting
to what has already been set.
Huh?
I say, so he's basically just coming in sustaining what has already been set.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also protection.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't bend on that. As women, we get ran over a lot. Just not even if you're a strong Black woman, still people try you. You know what I'm saying? So to have somebody there that you feel protected, and that's not even just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Life is hard, when you're a Black woman out here. Just work, somebody you can talk to on a daily basis, feel protected. Like I can come home and talk to you. I was about to get into something that had to do with interracial. Moving on. But those two, I feel like are two I can't bend on. Yeah. Protection and providing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kendra. So as far as providing, like, I feel like that's a man's role. And if you want to go deeper, I feel like that's a husband's role, and whatever that is. And I know, like, for me, I I got married early. I got married at the age of 21. And like when I had got married, like my ex-husband had just went back to college. He had set out a few years, he had went back, but I saw the potential in him. And I was working full time, you know, I had ended up like at that point, I think I was in trade school, had graduated. So he was a student, you know, and I was working. I was here working. He was a student. Of course, he had no income. But when summer came, and he was an athlete as well, but when summer came and he had a little bit of free time, he was doing like substitute teaching. He was doing like construction work down there where he was, like wherever he could make money, he would make money. Even like what was left over from his financial aid checks, he was sending them home, you know? So, you know, so men, just to show you, like when we say provide, you know, if we do see the potential in you and we feel like you are trying to sustain what has already been set in our lives, like whatever you're trying to do, you know, to make us comfortable and to keep that, you know, that vibe going, we see it and we appreciate it. Like I saw it, I appreciated it. I'm like, man, he sent his like leftover financial aid checks home. Like his was substitute teaching check, you know, he was sending home. If he was like working side jobs, you know, in construction down there, just like little odd jobs, like he was sending that money home. He wasn't trying to like ball out, party, drink with his friends, you know, all that stuff like that. He's like, no, I'm sending my money home, like whatever he made. So that provider part is like very, very important. And then it's just like in the protection that you said, not even, this was like within our family. I think at this point we were probably like newlyweds moving forward. And we had one little incident and we had a conversation about it. And I was like, look, I don't want to ever have to protect myself against your people. It's just like, I need you to have my back. I'm gonna have your back. You know, if it's dealing with something with your family, like I want you to address your family and have my back about it. And I'm gonna do the same for you. So it's just not like even in the world, it's like even within the home, the family, you know, the workplace, like wherever, it's just that security knowing that, you know, you got my back, you're gonna speak up for me, and it's vice versa.
Okay.
Lauren, you got dark and quiet over there.
Listen, the sun has gone down. That was where I was getting the source of my light from. And I'm just too lazy to turn on the light. But oh look, okay, we
can see.
So I added it. I went in and was like, okay, how do I do this? So Sherry Olivares said, I feel like men are comfortable letting women take on the burden and not be bothered. So unattractive.
Extremely
and then as well,
so unattractive.
And she also stated they should be a good leader and provider. Agree.
I
agree.
Completely.
So in choosing our men, we have to really vet and make sure that they are able to lead us.
Yeah.
And Mr. Moore said he must have God in his life, be a leader and protector.
Number one.
True. And there was something. So, and then Mr. Morris also said something else. Yes, they do. I don't know what yes, they do is too, but the women need to be quiet and observe.
Mr. Morris said that?
Yes, Mr. Morris.
I don't know what it was in reference to.
Yeah, I was about to say be quiet and observe what? Because I think for the most part, like we do observe. It's like it's a natural instinct for us. Like we do watch and observe. So
I definitely don't know when to be quiet. So I learned that about myself. And I don't know if that isn't pertaining to letting them be a leader or lead you. If that's the case, and I get it.
And see, this is the thing too. Like, I think people have to understand that being a leader doesn't come from a gender role. Mm. Like for me personally, like a leader comes from who are you following? You know, So like if you want me, if you're saying you're gonna leave this household and you want me and the kids or whoever the case may be, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, whatever. So you want all of us to follow you.
The whole world.
Who you listen to and where are you going? Because I ain't finna let you lead me off a cliff. So we have to be on the same page with where are you going, who you listening to, and where you lead me to.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind being submissive. I want to be submissive. I done been strong for so long. You know what I'm saying? But I need to know where you're taking me. I need a break. I don't do these things because I like it. I don't do these things because I enjoy it. I do these things because they have to be done, and it's just me doing these things. So you have to understand as the man, when it comes to me handing these things over to you, which I would gladly do. Where we going? Who you listening to? What street we taking? How many stop signs? How many left turns?
No, girl, you just need to sit in the seat and let him ride. You can't be.
I was just having this
You said
conversation, but I
be
feel like
quiet and observe.
Right.
I was going to say I was just having this conversation with some friends, but we can definitely save that for the next show because we are almost 2 hours in this thing.
Are we really? Oh, we are.
Yes.
An hour and 45 minutes.
An hour and 35. I have 35 on my end. It shows.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
A little late. Yeah.
This has been good.
It has been good. Foxies, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me let y'all finish. Y'all good? Okay, so Foxies, thank you for tuning in. If you were able to come live with us and leave your comments, thank you so very much. Hopefully we'll be back in a week or two.
Right.
And let me say, I know several people have hit me up, asked where are we, stated they miss us. I would love to be on here every day, twice a week, 3 times a week. But, you know, single mom, I work 8 to 5, as all of us do. So when we can come back and give y'all content and talk, we'll be here. We know it's summertime. Several of us have vacation coming up. Some of us just came back from vacation. So I'll be sure to put out notification when we're coming back with another podcast for you all. But thank y'all for joining and coming and hanging with the Foxies on this Friday night. We appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See y'all. Smooches. Peace out.